Bryan Fischer is going to call Eric Holder a racist here, and then he's going to proceed to provide us with the world's most obvious contradiction.
He's got an activist attorney general. Eric Holder said, look, I'm an activist attorney general. I make no bones about that. I'm proud to be identified as an activist attorney general. I am not going to prosecute a single case where a white person is the victim. If a white person is the victim, I don't care if they get justice. That's no concern of mine. The only cases I'm going to prosecute are where blacks are the victims. That makes him a racist because he's deciding justice on the basis of skin color. Martin Luther King lost his life campaigning against that kind of racist attitude. You know, he's been able to stonewall investigations on Benghazi, so I got to ask myself the question, how in the world, what are these people thinking of? How has he been stifled in any way, shape, or form? Now, clips 5 and 6, the subject of impeachment has come up, and again, the Democrats have been talking about this far more than the Republicans, about 4 or 5 to 1 times as many mentions of impeachment coming from liberals than from Republicans. I've got a soundbite from Steve King. Finally, we got a Republican, got the courage to actually step up and talk about the possibility of impeachment. But Juan Williams now is insisting that all of this is racist, that the motivation on the part of Republicans has nothing to do with principle, it has nothing to do with the rule of law, it has nothing to do with the Constitution, it's all about race. And this disappoints me. I thought Juan Williams was better than this. It's just disappointing to me to see him slide into the gutter of playing the race card, because that's the card you play when you're out of ammunition, when you don't have an argument.
I couldn't make it up if I tried. Could not make it up if I tried. Within a minute and 30 seconds, he goes from, I'm calling somebody a racist, to, well, if you call people racist, you have no argument. That's gutter politics. Bryan, I love you. You are a living, breathing, walking contradiction, fallacy, parody, and joke. You make every single thing that you believe in hilarious. Because people look at you and they go, ooh, I just don't want to be like that guy. How do you not catch yourself in that obvious contradiction? Look, let me tell you something right now, man. Eric Holder is proud to be an activist. He says it. No, he doesn't. You just made that up. And, well, look, he's on the record. He says, well, we don't really help white people. We just don't help white people. Really? Is that so? Do you know that there is a record of times when they've helped white people? Most people in America are white. They're not only taking up cases that help black people. I mean, the lies are so brazen and so silly that, like, it doesn't even require any research to debunk it, right? Like, at face value, you go, yeah, no, something's off there. That's not true. And, well, it's obvious Eric Holder is a racist. Less than a minute later, Juan Williams, he played the race card, and that's just gutter politics. And look, calling somebody racist is what you do when you have no argument. Rewind the tape, big guy. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. But this shows you something, okay? It shows you that, and conservatives do this all the time. If George W. Bush does NSA spying, oh my God, he's just protecting the country. If liberals are against it, then you're in favor of Al-Qaeda attacking us, and you're not tough on terror, right? Sean Hannity, there's endless clips of him saying that, right? When President Obama does the exact same NSA spying program, all of a sudden it violates the Fourth Amendment protection from unreasonable search and seizure, and it violates the Constitution, and we need to stop it immediately because it's big government and it's intrusion on your rights. There's the clip of Sean Hannity, the famous clip now from Media Matters, where they put him back to back. It's amazing. It's amazing. Just depends on who does the exact same action. Same thing here with Bryan Fischer. If I make the argument, it's not ridiculous by definition because I'm smart by definition and I'm right by definition. But if Juan Williams makes a similar argument where he says the same thing, well, he's got to be wrong because he's just him and he's wrong by definition. You see how it works here? Liberals are always wrong about everything ever, 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 ever. And conservatives are always right about everything ever, 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 ever. He even had another little contradiction in there. He was saying, oh, yeah, it's all the Democrats who are calling for impeachment. It's a trick that they're trying to make the Republicans look more radical than they actually are to try to do well in the next election. So it's mostly Democrats calling for impeachment, not Republicans. Seamless transition. In the next sentence, he says, finally, we have a Republican calling for impeachment. It's Steve King. But you just said impeachment was a Democratic hoax and a trick to try to make you seem more radical than you are, and then you transition right to, well, we are pro-impeachment, and Steve King is finally calling for it. They can't help themselves. They just contradict themselves all over the place because they don't believe in logic. They don't believe in reason, and they're making it so obvious. And look, for the 4 people out there who still would listen to Bryan Fischer, how do you react when you see something like this? Doesn't this make you want to shove your head in the sand and apologize for thinking for a second that this guy ever made any sense?